This is the iPhone 7. It was introduced by Apple in the year 2016. It was a huge improvement from the iPhone 6. But in 2024, is it still worth it? Its latest software update is the 15.8.2, but not the 16. Stuck with the iOS 15, is it still worth it in 2024? Let's take a look. Starting with the design, the iPhone 7 was the first iPhone to introduce the haptic feedback in their Touch ID, which is a second generation Touch ID. One thing that many people started talking about was the removal of the 3.5mm headphone jack. It was a massive letdown. It also featured a stereo speaker set, which was impressive. Although this looks like a glass finish, this is the jet black edition, no wireless charging on it. Coming to the display, it's a 4.7-inch display with a 1334 by 750 with a 326 pixel per inch. It has a peak brightness of 705 nits with a 60Hz refresh rate. With the brightness levels, from indoors it's just okay, but when you are outdoors, you'll start to notice how low the brightness levels are. Remember, this is also an LCD display, so you won't be having the true blacks, which is a bummer. For the camera, it's a 12 megapixel with a capability to shoot 4K but only at 30 frames per second. The front camera is a 7 megapixel camera, but with the capability to shoot only 1080p at only 30 frames per second. This phone was quite impressive. It had the optical image stabilization. It was the first iPhone to have that. Imagine, this was quite impressive in terms of the video capabilities that the iPhone had opened doors for. This also came when the digital era was starting to form. Many content creators opted to use their iPhones to start shooting content. It was impressive because Apple had shown the potential that the iPhones had. For the performance, it featured the Apple's 10 Fusion with a 2GB RAM. It can still handle games like PUBG and Subway Surfers. Keep in mind this was a flagship phone at the time of its launch, so it will definitely compete against most Android devices right now. Now, in the software side of things, we are stuck with the iOS 15. Things are getting trickier. No iOS 16, just security updates. Very soon, apps in the Play Store will soon stop supporting iOS 15 devices. This is a bummer. I won't recommend it in 2024 as a main device. But one thing you love about this phone is the home button. I think that is the best and the fastest way to unlock your device. Very effective. Now, here's my conclusion. If you miss the home button, you can go for this device. It's fairly cheap, but buying this device you might not find 100% battery health and the battery dies quickly. Replacing the battery is like buying a new phone. So what's your take on it? Will you consider having it in the year 2024?